suppose my teeth had been discoloured all my life. I never had good teeth. I think going back to when I was 2 years of age, I was bitten by a dog and I was given an antibiotic at the time that I suspect caused the problem. Basically, my back teeth used to all break down and my front teeth were discoloured and worn because I could only chew with my front teeth. So I actually have a friend who had been out to Budapest and had some work done out there. And I talked to him numerous occasions about it. And I researched the whole thing, then I looked at getting it done in Ireland, and to be honest, the costs were so high. For me getting the job done in Ireland, I'd probably have ended up with 2 plates top and bottom. And it's something I've always been conscious of, and it's something I just put on the long finger. I've had such a bad experience with dentists, I suppose, in Ireland, that, you know, the thoughts of having something as a major job like this done really turned me off going to any dentist. Kids would say to me at home, when you're being at 40, you know, can you not smile? And then they'd say, well, why don't you get something done with your teeth? I came across a guy called Joe Nelly, who had a YouTube clip in it, and I know Joe, he's from Roscommon. So I made contact with him, and Joe had been out there 5 years previous, and he had nothing but good things to say about it. So that really did raise my confidence. And I have to say, I still probably took 6 or 8 months before I made a decision on going. I have to say, when I dealt with the representative, I felt very confident with her. But the big thing was, you know, she left me to make my own decision. There was no pressure on me to make that decision. And I came back on my own time. But once I gave the nod and said I was going to go ahead, it was first-class service from there on. Accommodation was booked, appointments were booked, everything was sorted out, and they were in constant contact with me to make sure that everything was okay. I had a fair idea from speaking to the representative from Creative Clinic what the costs were like, or what they might be like. So I had actually budgeted for a figure that it cost me when I went out there, but it was probably nearly a third of what it was going to cost me here. And I suppose the other thing that really sold it for me was the fact that, you know, there are dentists here in Ireland that will take you in if there was an emergency, that you could go to them. And they were the kind of things that I looked at. But I have to say, when I made the decision to go and went out there, that's when I knew I was in the right place. I had 24 crowns and 3 bridges done. For me, it was, having the big job done was 2 days back to back, 5 hours on the chair with about 18 injections. And when I tell that to people, they're horrified. But I also tell them, you know, that evening I actually went out and had a meal and a couple of glasses of wine. You know, I went back to the room in the hotel thinking I'd have to lie there for the evening, and discovered an hour later everything was back to normal again and I was pain-free. Originally I was to go out for 3 days, but they contacted me in between to say because I had such a severe crossbite that I'd have to spend 5 days out there. So I went back out again on the Sunday night, went into the clinic on the Monday morning. I had a dry fitting done. They advised me that if I could get it done without injections, it would be more accurate. I have to say, it was no worse than ice cream touching off your teeth. That took about an hour. I was free the next day. On Wednesday, I was back in again for another dry fitting, took about an hour again. And on Thursday, I had the permanent job done. With having 24 crowns done, I probably had the Emax crowns done at the front, and I had your porcelain fused to metal done at the back. You know, so they didn't even try to sell me the most expensive plan. You know, they advised me what was the most practical plan. And I have to say, you know, actually it was an emotional experience when Dr. Harper put the mirror in front of me, because it was the first time in my life in 46 years that I had seen myself with proper teeth. And I also tell a story of when I came home. When I got up on the Saturday morning, my eldest daughter said to me, you know, can we see the teeth? And I had the gum shield on that they recommend you wear at night. And when she looked initially, she ran out to the kitchen and she said to her mother, oh, he only got his top teeth done. When she came back in, I'd taken the gum shield out, and when she actually looked into my mouth, she jumped back, she got such a fright. It was her first time to ever see her father with a proper set of teeth. It was a fabulous experience. From a confidence point of view, you have a lot more confidence in going out to meet people. You're not conscious of what your teeth might look at. Because it wasn't my fault originally that I had bad teeth or that they were discoloured. But when people would look, they would think, you know, does he not take care of his teeth? So it takes all that away.